Today on Discover Wisconsin, we're traveling 20 minutes west of Milwaukee to a place that offers a rich history, small-town charm, and a warm community atmosphere. Behind me here we have a replica of the Silurian Spring, one of the many springs that used to be here as part of Waukesha's history. We're going to go now to the original location of the Silurian Spring and talk to Kathy Bloom, who's a historical resident and expert on the springs here in Waukesha. Okay, we're in the Silurian Spring House here in Springs Park in Waukesha. I'm with Kathy Bloom, who's a resident historian here on all the springs that have started in Waukesha years and years ago. Kathy, what can you tell us about the springs and the spring house here in Waukesha?
Silurian Spring opened back in the 1870s. The spring house we're in now is from the 1920s. But our springs era really began in around 1868 with the discovery of healing properties of mineral waters here in Waukesha's many springs.
Colonel Dunbar, wasn't it?
Colonel Dunbar is credited with being the discoverer of Waukesha's wonderful water at Bethesda Park as he came here to visit in 1868. And as his discoveries became known throughout the country, so did many of these other springs, including around the world, with water being transported, as for example, to the King and Queen of England's coronation dinner from White Rock Spring. Silurian Spring developed slowly over its first few years, but under new ownership in the 1870s really took off.
Okay, and I know they started some bottling plants here to bottle that water. You brought a couple of bottles along today, some of the more historic bottles that they had here. These
Waukesha water was bottled under the Silurian label. At a later time, it was under the Silver King label.
That's great. It's too bad we can't get a good taste of that water that they used to have.
And I could turn this on and let you have a sample, but this hasn't been cleaned or tested now for several years, so I don't recommend drinking this, although we do know it is safe to drink once we clean and run that pump for a while.
All right, well, we'll stick with some more bottled water for now. But thank you, Kathy, for coming with us today and talking about this.
Well, you know, Waukesha history is my passion, so I'm always available to help people learn more about Waukesha's past.
Well, it's good to have you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Matt.
We had a great time here today in Waukesha, but there are so many more things to discover. I'm Matt Nichols. We'll see you next time on Discover Wisconsin.